Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you. And thanks very much for joining in this morning and enjoying another session of the Improver class. And a warm welcome to anyone who will be joining us via replay. If we have any tech issues, just please go back to the email that you might have received about 30 minutes ago and reload with that. Or you can use the click here for support just above the camera where I am now. So I think we've got a big class this morning, which is absolutely fabulous. And I did see a mention that someone actually posted a question for Jack on the LBO questions page. And don't forget, we can all use that. So if you have a question, please just pop it in there, which is terrific. So without further ado, we will get your teacher down to join you. And here we go. Right. I can see the class is expanding more and more. Oh, hi, Jack. How are you?
Very good, yes, despite the rain. I think someone said we've had 40 days of consecutive rain.
Really lucky things. Oh, I'd do anything to have a day of rain.
But the good news is for us, Franny, we've got bridge to learn and to play. So it's a very good pastime for when all the golf courses are closed.
It's a big class this morning.
Yes. Well, I mentioned it to the ones on Monday. I said that they should come along to this one, because it's all to do with the rule of 11, which is, quite tricky, but very useful.
Exactly. All right. Well, you'll probably want to get started, so I'll see you later and enjoy the session.
Thanks, Franny. See you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you for the introduction, Franny. And where are we? We are here, playing no trumps and the rule of 11. So yes, no trumps. I think most people find them more difficult. I think they're more difficult than trump contracts on the whole, even for improvers, intermediates. So let's have a look at this. And the rule of 11 is quite difficult if you haven't done it ever before. Helps if you make a plan in no trump contracts. There we go. That's where I should be now, teeing off in Barbados into the blue sky. But never mind. That's another story. So we talk in terms of teeing off. T is for counting certain tricks. E is for extras. Look for them in your longest suit, 5-card suit if you're lucky enough to have one. I think most of you know I call them gold dust. If you don't have a 5-card suit, you look for your 4 and your 4, or 4 and a 3. And E for establish. Well, that's so important, isn't it? Go for the extras first. Tortoise, not the hare. But I do see a lot of people playing no trump contracts when I play on Monday afternoon, and they just rush straight in. There's no plan at all. Not a good idea. There we go. Just to reiterate, the tortoise, not the hare. So let's just have a little practice counting certain tricks. How many certain ones have we got here? I think you're pretty good at that now. I wouldn't bother doing that in trump contracts. I prefer to count losers, as you know. Some people do count certain tricks in trump contracts. Some teachers even advise it. So go through each suit in turn and see how many winners you got. And you must have the ace of that suit. Otherwise, nothing's certain. Potential, yes, but not certain. So there's 6, aren't there? Yeah. 4 in hearts, ace, king, queen, jack, and the ace, king of clubs. Yeah. Let's go straight into hand 1. Mostly about playing hands today on BBA. Yes, you open a heart or a diamond here with 4 hearts and 4 diamonds. What's the opening bid? Playing Akol, of course, what I teach universally. 4-card majors and a weak no trump is Akol. Some people do get a bit confused. That's why I'm asking the question. But it's the higher of fours. Always, if you have a major and a minor, open the 4-card major. Okay? However good the quality. North has got 8 points. What do they respond? Well, I'm glad I asked the question here. We've got 3 different answers so far. We've got, I think, 1 spade. We've got 1 no trump or 2 hearts. Choose from the 3. Very glad I answered this question because it is important, this. If I'd said to you, try not to bypass the 4-card major, would that be a get out of jail free for some of you? Let's have a get out of jail. Let's play our joker card early. So try not to bypass a 4-card major at the 1 level. You can change your answer. What did you suggest if you're watching in replay, by the way? Did you bid 1 no trump, dustbin? 1 no trump is 6 to 9 points, but it's so important to mention the 4-card space suit here. Well done if you did that first time round. Not 2 hearts. You can support with 3 cards, the major, but it's more important here to show the 4-card major because South could easily have 4 hearts and 4 spades. In which case, if you wrongly bid 2 hearts here, you'll miss out on the 4 forfeit. Instructive bid there. And South has got 17 points. What's their rebid? Yes, well, 1 no trump here is 15-16, so 2 no trump 17-18. And that's enough for North to push on to game. Fourth highest lead. Very good. So, counting certain tricks, how many have we got? Let's just do that first. How many certain tricks? We're teeing up, aren't we? Counting certain tricks, looking for extras. And the final E is establish. Yes, there's only 3 here. Ace, king of spades, ace hearts. Plenty of potential in hearts and clubs. All right, and the next thing we have to do, which is why the expression never play too quickly at trick 1 is my favorite out of the hundreds of bridge expressions. Jill's asking, why did they lead from an ace? It's a very good question, Jill. Because in no trumps, it's absolutely fine to lead from an ace. But it's the cardinal sin, Jill, in a trump contract. Yeah, good question from Jill. Right, our next thing there is quite often people play the wrong card from dummy at trick 1. So without looking at east-west, which card would you honestly play there at the table? The queen or the 4? I know you're an honest bunch. There we go, the queen. Yeah, it's not always second player play low. There are exceptions, of course, and your only chance of making the queen is to play it now. If you wrongly played low, you'd have to win with the king, and your queen would be squashed by the ace. So, and it's odds on that the queen is going to win, because remember, West is more likely to have the ace of diamonds because they led the suit. So now you see, you've got your king of diamonds as a second stopper if West ever leads diamonds again. So if West ever leads diamonds from their ace, you'll always make your king. Good. And which card do we play from dummy at trick 2? Yes, it'd be quite nice, Anthony, to go on a bridge golfing holiday. We did it once. Wasn't so well attended. You're narrowing your catchment area, I think, if you have to have bridge players who also play golf. It's tricky enough finding bridge players to go on holidays with. Well, actually, it's not tricky, really. Our holidays are fully booked. Right, where are we? I think whilst we're in dumming, we should finesse the heart. You could play the queen or the jack here. I tend to play the queen, the higher card. It's easy for me to remember that it's gone later. So winning finesse. What next for us as declarer? Well, we'd love to go back to dummy, wouldn't we? And at the same time, creating extra tricks. So now I'm sure you're all going to take another half finesse to the knave. Very good. Another win. What next from declarer as south? Well, I think we should. There's no more finessing to be done in hearts, by the way. That's done. There's no more finessing. The queen and the jack off. So I think we should play the ace of hearts first. Noting, of course, I'm sure you did, that the suit's divided 3-3. And Anthony likes percentages. He knows that's a 36% chance. 4-2 is 48%. So we'll take this winning heart before we forget about it. Slightly difficult discard from West. Yes, I think they have to let a club go here. We'll let a spade go. Now we can play another club. And what does West do? Well, what do you think? Does West play a spade or a diamond? What do you think? Spade or diamond? Well, I think there's no point playing a diamond because they know that declarer's got the king. They'll just give a trick away, actually. Yeah. Remember, we know that declarer's got the king of diamonds because East didn't play the king of diamonds at trick 1. So cashing the ace of diamonds or playing a diamond just gives a trick to the king. I would honestly play a spade. Less likely to give a trick away, which it doesn't. Declarer can go to dummy. They can throw a spade now, can they? Yes. Ace of clubs is a winner. Queen can go. Spade to the king. And we just give up a couple of diamonds at the end. We've made 10 tricks. A very, very lucky 10 tricks because we needed hearts to be 3-3 with the king on side, i.e. the king with East. We also were very grateful that the clubs were 3-3 with the ace on side. Andrew says if only those finesses worked in real life. Yes, but it just goes to show you, playing bridge, rather like in life, fortune, favors the brave. You have to take finesses. Good. Okay. Well, let's move on. Back to the classroom. We're going to play hand 2 now. Let's go back to BBA then. It's a 1-no trump opener. 0 to 10 with no 5-card suit north passes, and we lead our 4th highest from long and strong, so a spade lead. Okay, so 1 no trump, the most difficult contract to play. Counting certain tricks, I've done that. Looking for extras isn't so easy here. Eaters from Galway's counting her certain tricks. Yeah. So we only need 1 extra, but it doesn't look very obvious. It's not going to be from spades because we know West's almost certainly got a 4-card suit. So what card do we play from Declarer at trick 2, everyone? Having won the ace of spades. Morning, Shauna. Would I bid 2 no trump and 10 points and Mac? Never. Never, never, and never again. No. And quite a lot of the time, playing duplicate, and Mac, I don't bid with 11 points if it's a flat kind of average to bad 11 points. Playing duplicate, I don't even bid 2 no trumps with 11, mostly. Part of my duplicate pairs tactics course, that one, from the Monday mornings. Yes, a club, well done. Have you spotted the jack and the 9 of clubs? Opposite the 10 and the 8. Yes, we can use the method force. Spade comes back. And we keep on with the clubs. Quite often in 1 no trump, which is, you know, the most unpopular contract to play amongst bridge players, I will lose the first 5 or 6 tricks. Don't mind doing that. Can we afford the 9 of hearts? Probably. 9 of hearts is a signal. 10 of clubs. Won by the king. So they come back a heart. It's safe to come back a diamond, to be honest, actually. They're going to set up a trick for us there. Yeah, so let's say they come back a diamond. But we win with the king. Cash our winning club. And just take our 2 diamond tricks. There we go, for our 7th trick. And the opposition take the last few tricks there with their harder 9 of spades. There we go, you see. So that crucial, well done for spotting the force potential in the club suit. Losing 3 to gain 1 is actually a good equation in 1 no trump. Yeah, that Anita's saying she finds it hard to remember the cards, especially if the remaining card is hard. It is hard, Anita. That just comes with practice, experience, you know. Imagine if you've been playing bridge 5 or 10 years, it gets a lot easier. Purely familiarity with playing. Okay. You're in 3 no trumps. 5 of clubs has been led. Would you take the ace on the first round in 3 no trumps? I'll be back in 1 second. Just turning my heating down. It's actually quite mild, which is fortunate. And would you even take it on the second round? Yes. That's another question. That's it. So duck it twice. What's ducking twice known as? Oh, Mary D's told us. Yes, quack, quack. Nearly always right to duck twice, if you're in any doubt, and then play on diamonds. Hope that either clubs are 4-4 here, or if clubs are 5-3, East has the ace of diamonds, in which case you've severed the communication by ducking twice. Yeah, nice little picture of some ducks for you. It is very good weather for ducks. Let's play hand 3 on BBO. Mostly about playing hands this morning. Oh, there's Andrew's ducks. Have you got your ducks in a row, Andrew? That's an expression they like up here in North Yorkshire, or just Yorkshire, I think. Have you got your ducks in a row? Are you well organised? Is that something used down south as well? Right. Oh, we got so many points. Looks like a 2-no trump opener, doesn't it? 20-22. And with 4 or more points, you bid 3-no trumps. 0-3, you would pass. Okay? But 4 points or more, you raise to game. Taking the average of 21 for the 2-no trump opener. And which spade should we lead? Margaret Wynne is in Dublin, I think, Margaret. Is that right? I'll try and remember that. I don't remember where everyone lives. Well, some of you leading the 9, that would be a mistake. Look what happens if you lead the 10 or the 9, 4th highest. Declare puts up the jack, and suddenly they've got 2 stoppers in the suit. So remember, lead the king when you've got king, queen, jack, but also lead the king from the top of a broken sequence, king, queen, 10. Okay, so look out for that. Improvers do forget that one, like 1 or 2 of you did. King, queen, 10, lead the king in no trumps. You'll avoid giving a cheap trick away to the jack. Mary's got a question. If respondent had 10 plus points, would 3 no trumps be a shutout? Yeah, 100%, Mary. In fact, yes, up to and including 10, yeah. Yeah, if they had 11 or 12 points, they'd bid 4 no trumps quantitative, looking for slam. Yeah. So, sorry, 4 to 10 points, we just bid 3 no trumps. If we've got 11 or 12 points, we bid 4 no trumps, invitation. And if North have 13 points or more, they jump straight to 6 no trumps over the 2 no trump opener. Right, so have you made your plan? Well, I'm sure you're all going to duck the ace, so I'm going to do that for you. Ducking twice, quack, quack. Good. So that's a good start. What card do we play next? Clearly, we must play on diamonds. Which diamond should we play next? Well, it's important to start with the king of diamonds here, the higher card from the shorter holding. And which diamond do we play from dummy? Yeah, I would just play the 7 here. The thing is, we're not bothered if we lose to a queen doubleton with ease, because even if this loses to the queen, they can't return spades. We've severed the communication. So the normal way to play diamonds is play the ace here, by the way. You know, play for the drop. But look what would happen. Then we'd have to give a trick to the queen of diamonds, and they'd take their 2 winning spades for at least 1 down. Well, 1 down. So well done. Here we play against the odds. We're finessing. And we're actually going to make an extra trick for our skill. Cash the ace. Jack of diamonds. And the 10 of diamonds. No, but if spades were 4-4, Andrew, it wouldn't have mattered. We didn't. Good question from Andrew. Spades could have been 4-4, but then we just lose 3 spades and the queen of diamonds. So we're still okay. Interesting. Do we take the club finesse here or not? But either way, the contract's going to be safe. No, it'd be very dangerous to lose to the club here for, let's say, we'd go 1 down. So we just run for home. Like so. And we claim our 10 tricks. Interesting hand. Just for the more experienced players, that's called playing into the safe hand. Yes, we were finessing into the safe hand. Here, East was the safe hand. We didn't mind losing to the queen there. The danger hand here was West. Yeah, slightly more advanced technique that. More information online, if you wish, putting in danger hand at bridge or safe hand at bridge. There'll be a couple of articles for you to explain it a bit more, but it is for the more experienced that. Here, West was the danger hand. So we finessed into the safe hand. Let's see what we're doing next. Let's go back to the classroom. Okay, this is an interesting one. 5 of spades has been led. We're in 3 no trumps. Which card would you play from the dummy? So there's 2 questions here, really. First of all, which card do you play from the dummy, the jack or the 2? And secondly, whichever one you play, would you, and East plays the queen of spades, would you win with the ace? So 2 questions there. Are you playing the jack or the 2? And would you win the queen with the ace? Just a little clue, the 10 of spades. Have you realized the importance I have of the 10 of spades here? Look at it. It's actually a crucial card. I think that might be a clue as to whether you play the jack or the 2. Well, I have to tell you that the first part of the question is you should play the 2 of spades, all right? Well done if you did, not the jack. If you play the 2 of spades, you guarantee a second stopper here. So let's say it goes 5 of spades, 2 of spades. Let's have the second part of the question. Queen of spades. So it's gone 5, 2, queen. Do you now win with the ace? Yes or no? Yeah. It's all down to experience, of course, the E word that I like to use every now and again. So important at bridge, and practice is the key, of course, the more you play. There's a few people up here, they're playing 3 or 4 times a week. So let's have a look, shall we, at the answers. Yeah, so play the 2 from dummy. When East plays the queen, win with the ace. as you will now have a second stopper with the 10. So very well done, because most people, when they get this slide, they get both answers wrong. So very well done if A, you played the 2 of spades at trick 1, and B, if you covered the queen with the ace. 2 marks. Because then you see the king of spades takes the jack, but the 10 of spades is a stopper. So that 10 of spades here is the crucial card. Quite difficult. Yeah. Well done, Maggie. It's a hard one. Most people get this one right, or get this one wrong, 80%. They don't realize the significance of the 10 here. It'd be very, very different. If we didn't have the 10 of spades, everything would be different. We would play the jack of spades, and we would duck the queen. Yes, yes. It is hard, Jill. Yeah. If it's going over your head, let it waft over like a warm breeze. Sometimes when declare has a long suit, you'll need to duck the first trick to preserve an entry to dummy. If you're going to lose a trick, lose it early. So you're playing in 3 no trumps on the spade lead, which you win with the ace. What do you do next at trick 2? What's your strategy there? Clearly you need to make something of the diamonds. So you win the spade with the ace. What next? Just whilst you're thinking about that, next week, we're doing signals next week. That's a good one for the defense. Discards coming after that. So signaling in defense, very important. And on Monday, do join us for a more advanced convention, Landy, defending a defense to 1 no trump opening, a bit of 2 clubs showing the majors. So if you fancy learning Landy, it's not above your pay grade. That's 9:30 on Monday morning for the Landy convention. I think it's relatively easy, but then I might be wrong. Well done. If you ducked a diamond, you always get to lose a diamond trick. But you've got no communication with the dummy, so duck a diamond. As long as they have 3 and 2, which Anthony will know is a 68% chance, you will then rack up the next 5 diamond tricks. Well done. Of course, a beginner wouldn't know to do that. They play the ace-king of diamonds and another one, and the suit would be dead as a dodo. Good? Good technique, that. Okay, shall we look at the rule of 11? Now, rule of 11 is hard. So some of you won't have done it before. You'll probably need to look at the notes later. Well, I hope you'll all look at the notes. They're very clear. But what is it? So the rule of 11 is in no trumps. From the 4th highest opening lead, declare can work out how many other high cards are in the right-hand opponent's hand by subtracting that lead card from, surprisingly enough, 11. So let's just do that. West has led the 7 of diamonds against 3 no trumps. It only works on the 4th highest lead, by the way, not when they lead an honor or anything like that. So can you work out for me, please, what card to play from dummy using the rule of 11? Ace, queen, 10 or 2. I'll give you a couple of hints. Dave's on it. Maggie's on it. They might well have done this before. Some will be brand new to it. But it's a useful thing. So what you should be doing is working out how many cards, you as declarer, by the way, how many cards you and dummy have got higher than the 7. You've got 4 higher, yes. So, does East have any cards higher than the 7? 7 from 11 is 4, and you can see all 4 that are higher than the 7. The 8, the 10, the queen, and the ace. East has no card higher than the 7, so you can put in the 2 there, knowing you're going to win cheaply with the 8. Should we have a look at all of the cards? Quite tricky, though. I always said it's hard for those who are new to this. So there were 4 cards higher than 7. We can see all 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. We're working out how many are in East's hand. We know that West has 3 cards higher than the 7. Jill saying, how do you guess that he's 4? Nearly everyone, Jill, leads the 4th highest. It's a standard lead in no trumps. Let's play hand 4 on BBA. I wonder what it's going to be. One spade opening. And what does South bid with their 6 points? One no trump dustbin, yeah. Mostly I prefer to bid 2 spades with 3 cards small, but this is an exception. When you're flat as a pancake, 4, 3, 3, 3, better to bid 1 no trump here. Yeah, rather than 2 spades. Andrew's asking, what's the advantage of leading 4th highest? Well, it gives your partner more useful information than declarer, Andrew. Yeah. Often it won't help declarer. It's more useful for partner to know that it's the 4th highest. Good question, though. Okay, so without looking at the East-West cards, can you apply the rule of 11 to that lead? And tell me which card you're going to play from the dummy. By the way, I think it's marginal to lead a spade here. I think there is a case for not leading a spade when they bid 1 spade as an opener. There's a case for leading the 7 of hearts, the unbid major, just as an aside. High for hate. So let's just do the equation, shall we? 7 from 11 is 4. So there are 4 cards higher than the 7 in declarer's hand, dummies, and third player, Easts. So we just see how many we've got between us. Well, we've got 4 cards higher than the 7. So we know that we can play the 2 from dummy. East won't have a card higher than the 7, and we win cheaply with the 8. Good. Only works in no trumps, only works on the opening lead, only works when they've led the 4th highest. Now, which card do we play next, having won the spade? Well, I think our best source of extras is the spade suit, isn't it? Correct. Back to hand with the Queen of Hearts. And another spade finesse, look. And now we've got 9 tricks. No chance of a 10th here, so let's just cash out our winners. Well, I'll say no chance of a 10th. We might as well try for it. So we'll duck a diamond, shall we? But the opposition switch to clubs. We can duck. Take their king of spades. Oh, hang on, maybe we shouldn't have ducked that last club. Hang on. I think we will run for home, everyone. Let's not mess around. We're just going to take our winners here. I was being a bit over clever. The opposition aren't going to give us a 9th trick, so we're just cashing out. and they take the last two. But we do make 3 no trumps just on the nose. Good example there of not messing around, running for home. Good. Look out for that though, because the 7 of hearts lead wouldn't have given a trick away. Declare on a heart lead, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only has 8 tricks. Yeah. So do look out for that. I think the 7 of hearts is a good alternative lead. Let's go back to the classroom. Ooh, not quite yet. There we go. So, 1 no trump opening. Would you overcall 2 diamonds on the, well, we'll ask the question, on the west hand? No should be the answer. No. Fails the suit quality overcall test. Only a 5-card suit with 2 honours is 7. You're hoping to make 8 trick. Also, really to overcall at the 2 level, prefer a 6-card suit, as Jill has just said there. Or some good shape, 5, 4, 3, 1 or something. That's a balanced hand, 5, 3, 3, 2. I don't like overcalling at the 2 level on 5, 3, 3, 2, even with 12, 13 points. Prefer the 6-card suit. And North, what do they do with 11? Look what a disaster 2 diamonds would be here, by the way. If you were to bid 2 diamonds, hang on a second, which I don't like at all, North would double it for penalties. Look how miserable that would be. 2 diamonds doubled. 3, 4, 5. Ooh, it's a horror show. So what does North bid with their 11 points? Yeah, it's just not a good idea to bid 2 diamonds. It may upset the Stayman. Who was that who was asking that question? Mary, but you're getting doubled. You're going to lose about 8. You're going to lose about 300, 500 points. I'd be expecting it to go at least 3 or 4 down. Stayman, yes, of course. What's the rebid by North? Yes, don't forget Stayman, 11 or more points. The only time you don't use Stayman is if you're flat as a pancake. 4, 3, 3, 3. So 2 no trump there, 11 or 12. Good. A lot of 7s being led in these in these hands, but I suppose it gets you into the groove. Well, certain tricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And never play too quickly at trick 1. Let's apply the rule of 11 here. 7 from 11 is 4. It will tell us which one to play from the dark. By the way, rule of 11 quite often, doesn't really help you as declarer. But obviously in these examples it does. Because we can win cheaply, knowing that East has 4 minus 4 is 0. There are 4 missing cards higher than the 7, and we can see all 4 of them. So play the 2, confidently win with the 8. And what next for us at trick 2? The beginners, by the way, what are they doing? Responding to one of a suit. So if you're rusty, come and join us at 11 o'clock this morning for responding to one of a suit and the dustbin bid. Yes, Andrew, but I'm afraid you start leading with a 3, you'll mess more with your partner's head and you'll be looking at an empty space next time you play bridge. There'll be no partner there. It's more important for a partner to know you're leading the 4th house. Well, I think we might throw a diamond back now to the 10. Confident it's going to win. Now we can come back to the hearts. What next for us now, do you think, as declarer? We are still short of tricks, by the way. Well, the diamond finesse actually can wait. I think whilst we're in the hand, we need to do something with the hearts. So which heart should we play here? The diamond finesse can wait. We know it's going to win. It's more important to set up hearts. Good, yes. Well done. I definitely would finesse. I know we can see the queen with ease, but definitely finesse. East comes back a high for hate club, i.e. I don't have an honour card. The 9, that's what that says. And well, yes, it's interesting. Do we finesse the club? Or win with the ace or king? Well, 2 reasons I'm not going to finesse. A, because if we play the jack, which is a mistake, it's probably going to lose to the queen, given that, you know, East has played a high for hate 9. That's denying an honour card. But B, if we lose to the queen, we can't get back to the ace-king of clubs. We're stranded, this hand. So well done if you block the ace on that. Quite a tricky hand, this one. And what do we do next, having won the ace of clubs? Well, problem is, if we play a diamond or a heart now, we can't get back to hand. So we need to cash the king of clubs because there's no way back to our hand. So cash the king of clubs, winner. Well done if you did that. Now we take the diamond finesse, which we know is going to work. Cash the king of hearts. Relieved to see that hearts have divided 3-3, by the way. So the 5 of hearts is our 9th trick. I'm quite happy to give up the last few to the opposition. But we have squeezed home via the rule of 11. That extra trick in diamonds was crucial, but still a hard hand to play. We had to set up the hearts there as well. So a combination of diamonds and hearts, and you had to be careful not to get blocked in the wrong hand. 600 actually, because we're vulnerable. Okay, so we're finished a little bit early, so let me find you a bonus hand. Madgy's got to go. Madgy, we'll see you on Monday, hopefully, for some Landy, defense to 1 no trump. Hopefully others will join us for that as well. It's a useful convention. Let me just find you another hand. Where are we? Which one shall we play? Da, 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 da. I'm just thinking. Maybe this one here. Yeah. There we go. So pass from east. Yeah, could open a weak 2 diamonds, but they're vulnerable and you've got a 4-card major, so I'd pass with that hand there. North opens 1 heart. Oh, hang on a second, I've changed my mind. Perhaps they can open 2 diamonds. Just. Some would, some wouldn't. Pass from south. Well, yes, would you bid anything with the west hand? Some people don't like to open a weak 2 with a 4-card major. That's why I pass. So it's marginal. Would West bid anything after their partner's open 2 diamonds? What about level of the fit? Can I just throw that in there? Level of the fit. Yeah. 9 diamonds between you makes it more difficult for north south to bid, doesn't it? Yeah, 3 diamonds there. North, do they do anything with their, what have they got, 15 points? Even Vol, Dave, it is marginal. Some would, some wouldn't vulnerable. But you do have a doubleton spade. I think I just would bid 3 diamonds vulnerable. But marginal. Don't have many aces or kings, do you? No, Anita, 0 to 14. You need to go and look at the week 2 lesson in the library. You bid to the level of the fit. Supporting partner. Good question, really. Well, we can make a takeout double. Well done if you did that. Yeah, with your 15 points, short in diamonds. And south, what next for them with 10 points? So that's a good one for you, Anita, to check up on. Level of the fit after a week 2 or week 3 opener. Now, let's see what you'd bid with south, everyone. Those watching in replay, what do you think your best bid is? I'm going to give you a clue in a second, because I'm in a good mood. Why I'm in a good mood? It's February and it's raining. The golf courses are all closed, which is annoying for me. I'm managing to play some paddle, though. Great game to play. If you haven't taken up paddle, join the rest of the country. Yes, I'm going to quote Bob Hammond here. I do sometimes forget his name. He's the leading Master Points winner in America. And his very famous expression is... Anyone know what it is? Bob Hammond's famous expression? Oh, well done, Jill H. You're halfway there. She's bought herself a paddle racket. Yeah, something like that, Tony and Sleepy. If 3 no trumps is a choice of bid, then make it. So well done, you bid 3 no trump. You got 2 stoppers in diamonds and 4 clubs is no man's land. Yeah, it really is. Or should I say no woman's land now as well? Yeah, clear to bid 3 no trumps here. And the opening lead is what? So that's Bob Hammond, leading Master Points winner in America, world champion, etc. Made famous for that expression. And what's the opening lead here? Well, actually, it's low from partner's suit. Never play too quickly at trick 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count 6 certain tricks because we're going to make the ace and the queen of diamonds here. Right, I'm ready to go. Which card specifically do we play at trick 2? Which one specifically? There's 12 to choose from. Is it your lucky day? Should you be playing the lottery? Probably not. But it's a bit of fun. I play it every now and again. I'm a little bit of a gambler, only a little one. I like the odd flutter on the lottery. Yeah, 2 of clubs, well done. And which one from the dummy? Start with a low club. We do need to keep the king of clubs as an entry. The knave, good. Winning finesse is a bonus. Now which card from the dummy? Nice to have a bonus hand. And it's 3 no trumps as well. Remember, it's the higher card from the 3 of clubs. The suit will be blocked, I'm afraid. No. Remember, it's the higher card from the shorter holding. Or nearly always top of a doubleton. The 3 of clubs would block the suit. You have to come to the king, then back to the ace. You'd be scuppered. We'll hang on to those for the time being. Now what for declarer? Still a trickle too short. One thing we mustn't do is play the queen of diamonds. No, that's our stopper for the diamonds. What about playing another club? Lose to win. We know the queen's a winner. But this will now set up the 9 of clubs. Lose to win. They come back a diamond to unblock the suit. But we win with the queen. Quite an interesting hand, this. Ooh, perhaps they should keep the same length as dummy, actually. Yes, to avoid the overtrick. Very good. So now 6. We need 3 more tricks. Yeah, so West is defending well, keeping the same length as dummy there with the hearts. Now what? Well, we have to finesse the heart. We're quite confident it's going to win because East discarded the 9 of hearts a while ago. They wouldn't discard the 9 if they had the queen. Yeah, oh, well done, Katrine, for spotting that as well. Yeah, we're almost certain the jack's going to win. Happy days. We're going to end on a high. The opposition can have the last few tricks. But at the end of the day, when the dust has settled, we haven't done that for a while, dust settling, we've made our contract. Ooh, hard work, but that takes us nicely up to the end of the lesson with the bonus hand, 10:28 UK time. Key moments there really were lose to win on the club, losing to the queen of clubs to set up a club trick. Well, thank you, Tony. Yes, for your company and everyone else. We'll just go back to the classroom to finish off. It is the end of the show.
Well, that was a lot covered this morning.
Well, as I sometimes say, Franny, it's the power hour. So quite a lot in there, but that's the idea. You know, it's an hour's lesson. Some of it would be a review. Others, things would be brand new to people there. But some quite challenging no trump contracts thrown in too.
I think so. And also which cards to play and why.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and that bonus hand at the end was quite fun, you know, losing to win with the club.
Yeah, that was excellent.
So All's good, Franny. Just to reiterate, on Monday morning at 9:30, we're doing the very useful Landy convention.
That's a good lesson.
Do you play Landy?
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's a useful one. Slightly more advanced, but I think most of the, if not all of the improvers could learn Landy.
Absolutely. And you can have a look at it in replay afterwards if you're not
even if you're not actually going to play the convention, you don't want to, or because your partner doesn't want to, it's actually useful to know the opposition are up to.
Exactly.
So it's still useful to learn it, because then they've bid 2 clubs, they've got at least 5-4 in the majors.
And also, she said, if the opposition bid and use Landy, well, then you know what's going on.
Exactly right. Sleepy Shauna loves a bit of Landy.
Also, you might play with someone else, and then you can use it.
Exactly. And then on this time in a week's time, Franny, we're going to look at signalling. So important in defence for improvers. Signalling.
So that's next week.
Yeah, that's next week. And then the week after that, we do discards, which is similar. But very, very important. So many match points are won or lost when you're defending. Oh, hang on, Jill's got a thing. I told a friend Sue to start your beginners lessons. Thank you, Jill. Can I sneak a look at those lessons? Well, of course you can, Jill. Your subscription covers all 3 online classes. So come along at 11 o'clock this morning, Jill, for a lesson on responding to one of a suit. And your friend Sue, yes, you probably told her she gets the first 2 lessons free as a beginner. And then she can access all the other lessons from the replay library. So she can watch them when she wants. Great. Well, Franny, we ought to get ready, because we're meeting again in 29 minutes, aren't we, at 11?
Yeah. Okay. We have to say goodbye.
I think so. Angela's looking forward to her finesses working. I hope so, Angela. They should work at least half of the time. Very good, Franny. Well, listen, we'll say goodbye.
Okay. We'll say goodbye to everybody, and we'll see each other in a week's time.
Yeah, I'm back in a week. I'm not going anywhere. Not for the moment. Bye for now.